This is The Scoop for Tuesday.
I'm Josh Holton with the WMNF News headlines. Rural areas are known for farming, but WMNF's Chris Young reports on a new bill filed by St. Petersburg legislators to promote urban farming.
Democratic Representative Lindsey Cross of St. Petersburg is the sponsor of the House bill. It expands on a 2021 bill by allowing people to sell items grown at community farms in urban areas.
You know, it's great to be able to have a neighborhood plot of fruits and vegetables and produce to share with people in the community. But there were people that really wanted to make a business out of it and be able to sell their products, whether it is at a market or at a local grocer.
St. Petersburg City Council Chair Brandy Gabbard calls it an opportunity for small businesses to prosper. Representative Cross says she sees this as a way for local farmers in urban areas to provide healthy food while also making money.
I just think there's a growing movement of knowing where your food comes from, eating local, and this is the best way we can do that. There's nothing more local than being able to get something from a farmer right in your local communities.
The Senate version of the bill is sponsored by Democratic Senator Darrell Roussan of St. Petersburg. The legislative session starts in January. For WMNF News, I'm Chris Young.
Concerns over Medicaid ineligibility are growing for Floridians as the state continues its redetermination process. The state's current disenrollment rates are slightly lower than the national average, but increases in disenrollment caused by procedural errors remain an issue. Jennifer Tolbert is Associate Director on Medicaid and the Uninsured for the Kaiser Family Foundation. She told the Florida Roundup on Friday that these areas are the leading cause for concern.
In Florida, the procedural disenrollment rate, so among people who have been disenrolled, just over 50% have been disenrolled for these paperwork reasons.
Nearly 250,000 children have been declared ineligible for Medicaid thus far. Senate and House Republicans yesterday proposed bills that would create a voucher program for young children to receive swimming lessons. The bills were filed for consideration during the 2024 legislative session, which will start January 9th. The bills would direct the Florida Department of Health to develop a program that would contract with vendors to provide swimming lessons to children ages 4 or younger. The program would be available to those families with incomes up to 200% of the federal poverty level, which, for example, is $60,000 for a family of 4 this year. The bills say the purpose is to increase water safety in the state by offering vouchers for swimming lessons at no cost to the families. Israeli troops are battling Palestinian militants in an urban refugee camp and outside a nearby hospital as the army expands operations across northern Gaza. Residents there have been without electricity or reliable access to water, food, or other basics for weeks. The front line of the war has shifted to the Jabalia refugee camp. That camp is a dense warren of concrete buildings near Gaza City that houses families displaced in the 1948 war surrounding Israel's creation. Israel has bombarded the area for weeks, and the military said Hamas fighters have regrouped there and in other eastern districts after being pushed out of much of Gaza City. Senior Hamas officials say an agreement could be reached soon in which the militant group would release hostages and Israel would free Palestinian prisoners. Charles de la Desma has more.
Israel, the US and Qatar, which mediates with Hamas, have been negotiating for weeks over a hostage release that would be paired with a temporary ceasefire in Gaza and the entry of more humanitarian aid. Similar predictions, though, of a hostage agreement in recent weeks have proven premature. Hamas's leader in exile, Ismail Haniyeh, has also said they were close to a deal. Israel's army is widening its operations across northern Gaza, where they battled Palestinian militants on Tuesday in the densely populated Jabalia refugee camp, the territory's largest. I'm Charles de la Desma.
For the weather, it's mild and sunny in the Tampa Bay area. Highs today in the mid-80s, overnight lows around 70. Tomorrow will be warm with a little bit of rain with highs in the upper 70s. I'm Josh Holton with the WMNF News headlines on 88.5 FM and the WMNF app.
This is The Scoop, recorded at WMNF Tampa.